Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's accurate. Okay, we're all good on my end. Uh, does anyone here, anyone at all, want to do a recap? Oh, that. Thank you. Yeah, probably. You're an X the Black. Nailed it. Yes, thank you, C. Take your inspiration. Uh, so yeah, Makud, you've just pulled this crossbow away from the dwarf, and he kind of yelps in pain as it jostles his leg. Um, and he just kind of like growls up at you and gives you this like death stare and like grits his teeth. Make an attack roll with Dex. Get it right in his eye. You yeah, you just kind of slap him in the face with it, I imagine. he like shakes his head. You can see he's got this like big kind of shaggy beard that's going grey at the tips, and his hair is like this wild mane of kind of matted, like blood streaked, kind of whitish grey hair. He's got this big, like wide nose that's been like broken hundreds of times. These tiny little kind of beetle eyes that are staring up at you. His teeth are all like perfectly square, and kind of like coloured sort of granite grey. And he's just like snarling. You see like spit kind of leaking down from the corners of his mouth into his beard. And he says in the language of the Durgar, "You big bastard." He's going to swing for you. Sure thing. Make it okay. We'll make an initiative roll against him then. So you can say. Oh boy, I need to check his stats because he might have you beat. You rolled a natural 13. Well, because he might have a -1. I'm not sure. I've got it up here. He has a +0. Yeah, so he kind of like ducks you and just goes to. Yeah, sorry. Like he sort of does a what was it? Plus does a 14 hit you, Makood? Okay, then you like pull away and he sort of gets stuck in your nostril. Yeah. And then, Declan, you grab him. Sure. $20 total. So, you've got him restrained. And he says, "Let go of me, you skinny bastard. I'll feed you your own balls." And he's like trying to pull away from you, but he's injured and tired. Yeah, sure. Real not good. Yeah, sure. I'll let him make a quick check. Yeah, he actually can't even get close to a 27. So yeah, you think he's you get the impression he's from a culture that values like strength and power and being the dominant kind of person in any combat situation, and you also think he's knows like completely fucked, so he's just kind of like scrapping. You think maybe he's just trying to kind of go out fighting a little bit, but also is like, he knows he's on his last legs and is just desperate to do anything he can to get away from you guys and hurt you or whatever. Yes. Unless, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, make me a quick medicine check. I think you're grappling him though. I mean, he'll still be wiggling and trying to get away though. 17 is good enough. You pull the sword out. Yes. Yes, definitely. And you pull it out, and there's like this dripping of very kind of dark, almost like mauve-colored blood. And he just kind of like lets out this kind of grunting gasp of pain and curses you all to hell again. Sure. Yeah, okay, dang it. Yeah, so the wound like closes up completely. You hear like parts of the bone that had been broken by the blade entering his leg are like put back together. And he lets like out this kind of slight whimper, and kind of you hear him kind of like you look. He looks like he's kind of about to go faint, and he looks like he's getting dizzy, and he says, "What the fuck?" Who the fuck are you, posh boy? How come you're speaking the tongue? Fucking magic. We have a little. Coben. What do you mean? He kind of like turns to look up at you through like big bushy eyebrows, kind of frowning. Yeah. Fucking illithids, wasn't it? Yeah, squid face fucks. Hope you fucking got him. Ha! Think I'd live in a shithole like this? Not a fucking chance. We live deeper. Further back. Where it's nice and cool. We're dwarves, aren't we? We're the deep dwarves, you could say. And when he says deep dwarves, everyone else hears Durgar. Well, the city's a month away on foot. But there's an outpost. Maybe a week. We don't fucking stab each other for fun. kind of like looks around. You can tell he's thinking about lying, but he kind of sighs. Don't fucking break that. Break it? Okay, if you're sure. Yeah. We can make a roll at the end. We were looking for amnel iron. I'm putting it in the chat. Amnel iron. AMNAL. You can maintain it, yeah. You could tell he was thinking about lying, but he realizes he's in a very dangerous situation, and so didn't. Yeah, I think so. My pack's always up there. What do you want to know? There's... Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're looking for. And I think we were looking for a way in too, or a way to make our way in work. That's what the iron is for. Blocks out there. That points to his head. Mind shit, you know. Yeah, they fucking do. We've been building. Pardon? It does. It's what we've been building all our war machines out of. We've been tunneling up under their shitty little city. And we're almost there, but diggers started to go mad. We didn't have enough, so we've been out looking for more. Well, we could dig it in a couple days, but without more iron, we can't go any further. He shakes his head. It's not the diggers that wear it, it's the machines. Put up a big screen, but it's not thick enough. They can... Yeah. Yeah, finally a fucking smart person. It's in the rocks up here. I think, there's only the one. And it's, maybe 10 feet by 10 feet, but it's only a couple inches thick. Well, then we could only get... He's like sighing and kind of rubbing his eyes. He says, look, when we mount our attack, the brain shit they do, that's gonna fuck up some of us. We know that. So we need to throw a lot of people in who can break through. Now, if we gave everyone their own helmets, we'd probably only have enough for like 20. And then what's the fucking point? No. Better to put it on our war machines. $20 good men versus a few thousand of those squid bastards. Not gonna happen. It's like a hive mind. They all see through each other's eyes, and this thing sees through their eyes, and it tells them what to do. Yeah. We have a word for it, but it's not the word they use. I don't know their word. Beat the shit out of it with hammers until it becomes jelly. Yeah. Like, kind of cracks his neck side to side and kind of like squares his jaw and looks up at you and he says, well, normally, no. But well, in this instance, the enemy are my enemy. Yeah, maybe. He like puffs out his chest at that and kind of sits a little straighter. And when he speaks again, his voice is like a little bit more gravelly and he seems a little affronted. And he says, we're warriors. We're miners. We're not fucking thieves. We're not traitors. We're stone. And he like pats his chest really hard, as if to give the impression he was actually made out of stone. Yeah. And if we get to the outpost, then, yeah, we can get down very quickly. Well, a lot. We want it 2 foot thick, but it's very rare. We've been stockpiling for a while. We don't need that much more, but it's scarce. I don't know exactly. As much as I can get. Durgar are both. Hits his chest again. He, you see him sort of bristle a little bit, but you can tell he's like, what a daft question, but then kind of realizes that it's unfair of him to think that because you guys have no context. And he says, our people are equal. And he like does kind of like a flat motion with his hands. You have...
I don't know that.
I could not have said anything less like your fucking name. He's... oh, God. He says, our people are equal. We have elders, but we are all the same. If I bring you before the elders, they will decide. They will listen to me, because I am Durgar. Coben. He'll turn to you, Declan, and say, you untie me now?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Right, I'm turning it off. Give me a fucking second. Shut the fuck up. Christ. They got all my shit anyway. What were you saying? He asked you to untie him. He says thanks. Cracks his neck again, kind of gets on shakily to his feet. Aye. Alright then. Ah, save your flattery, pretty boy. Yeah, that's, yeah. And he kind of like does a little kind of head bob, like, yeah, that's a fair point. And he says, you'll find, we don't like outside as much, especially cocky surfaces like yourself, but we got no quarrel with you. Yeah, some of the elders do. You can't really tell, but it's been like 3 or 4 hours since you slept. Yeah, let me grab my stuff. Like goes over, picks up his crossbow, kind of dusts it off. Like, you said it went flying past his head. Oh, I thought you threw it. Yeah, I thought you were basically doing that, but it was the crossbow. I misheard. No, I just misheard. That's, I'm not, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then he would walk up to you and ask if he can have his crossbow, which sounds to you like lots of guttural. You see a very angry expression come across his face, but he says nothing. I can see that, but I can also see he's the only one disrespecting me. All I did was defend myself. And he will kind of turn. You see, when you threw him the crossbow, he was actually it didn't kind of make him knock back as far as you would have expected for someone of his size. He's pretty strong. And he says, as long as he leaves me be, I'll have no quarrel. And you see him he walks kind of a bit ahead of you guys, and you see he goes behind another of the stalagmites and picks up a large kind of very thick grayish leather pack, slings it over his shoulder, and you see it's got a bolt quiver sealed on the bottom and a bedroll, and there's a bit of blood on it, but he kind of hefts it, stuff jangles inside, he kind of adjusts it on his shoulders, slings his crossbow over the back of his shoulder and says, "Are you coming?" Yeah, no, it's good. It's a slightly curved sword, short sword. It seems of good, very elegant quality. No. Tisn't magic. Or the magic Declan. Yeah. And so as you guys kind of start to set off, he'll like turn to Declan and he'll say, so where are you guys from then anyway? To the north. You see the drow anytime? They live up north. Cunts. Yeah, just keep walking. Yeah. So you see, he's kind of the path he's leading you on is basically the direction you were going, like skirting the edge of the cavern, kind of generally southward. And he says, "So, what were you four doing down here?" You know, the Illithid weren't so bad before. They kept to themselves like we did. But, well, there's these four of them. Real fucking weird. Got animal heads, you know? I don't know if they're even Illithid. They don't have the squid face, but they're weird. I don't know the names, but I think one's one of them alligators. I think one's got, it's like a cat or something. I don't know. I've never seen them, but apparently they all sit up with the big brain all the time and just, well, ever since then, they've been trying to take slaves, trying to get closer to the surface. Hard to say. A long time. Maybe 1,000. Maybe a couple thousand. No, not a couple thousand. And he kind of like strokes his beard a bit. Yeah, maybe 1,000 or two. But, well, nah, he knows there's four. He just can't remember what animals the other two are. I'll kind of look over and chuckle. Oh, yeah. No, that's not one of them. That's that fucking surfacer. Yeah, he's fucked. Oh, yeah. Right into their fucking city. He Well, you know, those squid bastards, they love controlling people. But even more than really controlling people, you know, when they get in your mind and make you do what they want, they love even more is tricking people into it. Something about them just makes their tentacles go all wiggly, I guess. I don't know, but see them squid bastards love it when they can get you to do something and think it's the right thing. They're fucking puppeting him, I'll tell you that. That makes sense. They will start all gifts and powers and end with tentacles coming out your eyes. Yeah, it ain't pretty. Yeah, don't take anything. Oh, I wouldn't say corrupted. They were cunts beforehand, but they mostly kept to themselves. Now they're ambitious cunts. And ambitious cunts are the biggest cunts of all. They want the surface. That's probably why they're... You're right there. Yeah. It's like... Yeah, that's good. And he goes, yeah, that's what they're doing with him, trying to destroy the surface so they can go up and rule the rubble, I guess. Four individuals, wizards, I think. Well, there used to be lots of smaller groups, little cities, but they've been climbing, you know, finding caverns above. Apparently when they found this city it was already made, but they fixed it up. And, well, now look at him. Getting ready to go up topside, I guess. Yeah. Hard to say. I would say maybe 2,000-3,000. Yeah, you see, for each one of them, though, they can make 2, 3, maybe more people do what they want. You seen those little squidgy brains with feet? Yeah, well, they'll melt your mind and then pilot your body. Every one of them they have is another soldier. And they got a lot of them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, potentially. Though you reckon, like, Alluri could probably, Alluri probably knows how to do it, at least. Potentially. But, I mean, you could also message Eli and just be like, tell Alluri to make mind shielding potions. All right, Bryn, please can you not make a saving throw? You're fine. Oh, I thought it just finished it, like, rather than give you a save. So I was going to be like, I was going to call you a different name, be like, you wake up, you're in the underdog. What the hell? Who are these people? Okay. Sure. I think she's only spoken to you the once. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, she's. Yes, do it. Modify his memories. Bryn just pulls off a mask and it's squid tentacles. And then she pulls off another mask and it's Makood. Makood pulls off a mask and it's Bryn. Yeah. So, yeah, Coben is just going to kind of limp along the... or a limp southward. Like he's got, you can see he's got like a big kind of war pick hanging from his bag, and there's like lots of things like clanging and jangling inside. He doesn't look like he's trying to be particularly stealthy. Look, if they're gonna find you, they're not gonna find you with their ears. So there's not really any need. When we get deeper... Oh, there's dangerous shit, but not up here. It's too close to the surface. When we get down below, then we'll need to be quiet, but for now I'll walk as I goddamn please. How high does the sky go? And there's your answer. Yeah. You guys know the world. You guys know the world is round. Yeah. hell? Twice as smart. I'm just imagining, like, you... I just have this image in my head of, like, two brains sharing the space, and Makud, like, walks into the Illithid city, and they're like, "Ah, yes, he's one of us." And then, like, Makud's real brain just, like, grows fists and starts beating the shit out of the Illithid brain. And then it's like Makud's eyes open and they're normal again. And he's like, right, hammer, and just, like, starts making Illithid jelly everywhere. Yeah, they're like, it's another god. Squidding Linguini. No. Yes. Fried Illithid tentacle. Maku's just walking around with tentacle on a stick. Yeah. No. Dare you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. What are you gonna say? Just anyway. How's your brain, Eli? Yeah. Yeah. So I imagine you kind of you explain what you can, and he says something to the effect of like, "Oh gods, All right, I'll go have a chat with Alluri. I knew what about half of those words meant, so. Something to think about. Hey, Sharat, you got a minute? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, you know for a fact Eli would be there in a heartbeat. Um, yeah. 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 You also know like Sharat's a real bad fighter. He's a talker. Yeah. Like Siggy's a beast. Eli. Yoronex the Black could maybe kill him. Kind Laden might be down if you tell him there's lots of rocks. You wouldn't believe it. Taran, yeah. There's also Dune and Brie. Oh my god. Yes, mother. You do. He is pretty much going to keep walking until you guys decide it's time to stop. So he is just like trudging on, one foot in front of the other, like leading you guys for hours and hours. Like if he wasn't with you, he wouldn't stop. He would just keep walking. Yeah. So eventually, it is going to get to that point. Is Abrishmina casting tongues again? He kind of gives you all a frown and then shrugs and nods. And he'll walk up to a wall, kind of like start knocking on it, like he was looking for a hollow spot in a wall, like in a building. And then we'll like find a spot he likes, kind of nod, take out his pick and start hacking at it. And you see like it opens up, and there's like a small, like 10 by 10. No, he like breaks a hole and it opens into a kind of small mini cavern inside. It's like 10 foot by 10 foot, vaguely circular, and he just kind of nods and like steps inside. You can see there's like the floor is like stone dust, like almost like sand, but it's made of the rock in here, and he kind of just like nestles into a corner. Makud is a 10 foot by 10 foot space. Very well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shall we take a very quick break here? All right. You may. Yeah. Yeah, no rush. Oh, heads up for anyone who's here. Maybe a game next week. I'll let you know near the time. Obviously, I'm in London, but I'll be taking my laptop, so if the Wi-Fi is good enough, there will be games. But if not, then yeah, we shall see. No, Dylan, not Declan. Yeah, I'll be very happy to be pestered. And if the Wi-Fi is shit, then I would just play like 8 hours of Civ a night. Yeah. 6. Yeah. Yeah. It's very, very pretty as well. It's just awesome. Yeah, like Civ 5 was, I was like, this is like the perfect strategy game. No way anyone will do better than this. And then Civ 6 is just everything I loved about that, with some of the shit parts taken out and loads of new stuff added. There's like basically NATO and shit now. Like in the later game, it's very cool. Kind of, so yeah, there's like World Congress, and like and you earn like diplomatic points by doing things, and then like you can use those points to like increase the number of votes you get, and the votes are like, make this kind of unit 50% cheaper, and then like you can vote really heavily for that and use lots of your diplomatic points or vote against or whatever. And then like the way it's set up is different as well now, where it's like your city is still your city and stuff, but like you have like zones. So you have like an industrial area, and then that like looks, you like have to select a tile for that to be on, and then it looks different rather than everything being in the one tile. Now it like spreads out a bit more, and it makes it look like an actual kind of country a little bit. It's very cool. Yeah, it's a real good game. Me and Dan played it a bit together. I say a bit, it was like 10 hours or something in total for a game. But we won. Yeah. Sweet. Sounds good to me. Civ times. Yeah. You're never like time pressured unless you're playing online. Like, it's very. And one of the really cool things about it that me and Dan were disappointed by was like, has this cloud save system where like I could log on, take my turn, log off, and then Dan could log on later, take his turn, log off. But like, that's really awesome. But you also can't play that like live. So like me and Dan were sitting in a hangout trying to play it, and it was like, it doesn't work the same. Which, I mean, maybe we should still do it at some point, but just know what we're getting into. And just have like a super long break. Yeah, because I would like to try that style of play, like spread out over weeks and months. That'd be fun. Yeah, Civ's awesome. Also, you have more hours on the Civ games, like both Civ 5 and Civ 6, than I think I have on any games on Steam altogether. Like, yeah. Yeah. Like, you've got almost 1,000 hours in both of them. Yeah, I was looking. Because I was like, I think Dan's got more hours in Civ 6 than I have, like, all my games combined on Steam. And you don't quite. But both the Civ games together you do. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Like, I have a lot of hours. Yeah. Like, I thought you had 1,700. You said, like, 1,700. Yeah. Because I remember you saying that, because I was like, my dad is a pilot, a helicopter pilot, and he got a certificate for flying this type of helicopter for 7,000 hours or 2,000 hours, which makes him the the pilot with the most hours on this helicopter in the world. And I was like, 7,000 hours, Jesus fuck. And that was his job for like 15 years, so that's a lot of hours. Yeah. Yeah, my Steam numbers are amateur, but like Skyrim on the PS3, I think I got up to like 2,900. And like, video games, man. Hmm. Yeah. But I'll tell you what hours have shot up a lot for me recently is my Microsoft Excel hours. That game that can take a lot of time. I think I've almost completed it though. Yeah, just about. Um, yeah. No, that's my life now. But I like it enough. So anyway, before I kill myself from depression, should we get back into it? So yeah, you guys have a restful night. You trade off watches, and you all feel rested enough to where you think it's probably morning, or you've slept for long enough at least. And you get up, dust yourselves off, I imagine. Like this kind of sand rock in the bottom like gets everywhere, as you can imagine, and is like, hopefully outside of the. But I, yeah. Roll me Arcana. It's gonna take you 2 sendings, but you get the message across, and she seems confident that she can create something similar. Yeah. So yeah, she'll say that like, let them know if you need help. Let them know if you need anything specific. They'll do what they can, but they can't make any guarantees. Brill. Are you doing any commune bullshit, or are we just heading off? Yeah. I think we said last time, yeah, you can finish that. Are you going to do any commune bullshit, see? Yeah. The response you get is there are many right paths, but this could be likely one of them. Are you keeping secrets from me? Is she casting it on herself then? Okay. No, that's right. Yeah. He looks a bit guarded. He looks a bit perturbed by this idea. I don't know about. I don't know about that. Seems. Make a persuasion check. No. Says, well, alright, but no funny business, alright? Yeah. So he pulls out like a small kind of brown rock. You see like there's these veins of this very dark slate grey metal in it. Okay, then yeah, he'd be comfortable with it if you let him hold the box. Ah, it's everything. Okay, you do. You see like a couple like tiny parts of it like glowing, like some in the walls, a couple in the stalagmites, and then you see like one much larger vein in like the ground up ahead, like slightly beneath the surface, like not visible to the eye. You sure? And he like gets down on his hands and knees and begins like knocking on the stone again. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Like stand up, like pull off his pack, get his pick out, and like turn it to the work side rather than the kill side, and begin mining away at the rock. It's very loud. I do. Yeah. Well, it's gonna take him a couple hours to get all of it. So yeah, I mean you've got a hammer, which he is very impressed by. But yeah, you can begin smashing through it with him. And yes, sorry, go. Yeah, so it all comes away in pieces, as with mining. It's relatively wide open. You're kind of in like a bit of a stalagmite forest. Um, yeah, for sure. I'ma say totally, because that's awesome. The dwarf like stumbles back, eyes wide, and then just begins like there's a second of silence, and then he just begins like bellowing with laughter. And you see like the way you've done it, like the ore vein basically runs like through the center of the golem. Like yeah. Oh. You see the dwarf like shake his head, kind of run his fingers through his beard, and shrug and follow you. And he'll like walk up to you, kind of like point at your hammer, and make some gruff noises of like approval. Uh, no, he's just like nice hammer, which Abrishmina would hear. Yeah, he says, "Well, I'm glad we're not enemies. If you have that thing." Yeah, well, maybe I'd like to fight you with just my hands one day, for fun. But I don't think it's exactly fair if you have a magic hammer. I'm not bad. I'd like that. And I imagine it sort of falls into like an easy silence. You both sort of have the measure of each other now. Yeah. And the day comes to a close, and as it does, you guys get to the other end of the cavern. and the dwarf Coven kind of leads you towards the rock, and it looks like he's going just towards like this flat piece of rock, but then as your sort of perception, the angle you're looking at it changes, you see that there's actually like a relatively small gap like through the stone, and he just disappears into it. It's big enough for Makud to get through, but it's a squeeze. Yeah. Yeah. Makud could probably like push it through ahead of him. No, you're still about 5 days out. You're just leaving this cavern. Oh god. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, like one of those riot shields. Sure. I'm okay with that. And I imagine you like also got rid of some of the excess stone. Yeah. And I mean the like the metal inside itself is there's probably enough for like a few bars worth. Like you can sort of get the impression of how scarce this stuff is when refined. And so you guys push through the hole. It takes quite a lot of time, but you come out on the other side in another cavern, but this one is much darker. It doesn't have the same sort of faint light that the other one had. This one is like pitch black, hand in front of your face, dark. He'll kind of frown at it, but he won't freak out. Yeah, like it's it's literally so dark that like if you like I said, like if you put your hand in front of your face, you couldn't see your fingers. Yeah. And you know, like, you do see, like, flashes of Ramiel, like, walking beside you. You're definitely not abandoned in this moment. But you continue walking for some time, Coben striding out confidently. And the rest of you kind of following along, trying not to bump into things. And it comes to a point where you see Coben kind of like stop and kneel down and put his hand on the ground, and he kind of frowns and looks back at you and makes a kind of gruff noise. I imagine tongues is worn off by this point. There's a few hours later. And he'll just like point to his eyes. He points to his eyes, man. He just put his hand on the ground and pointed to his eyes. Yeah. He'll beckon one of you over, Declan or Abrishmina, and he'll like take your wrist and kind of roughly pull you down and put your hand on the ground beside his. And you feel like a very, very faint rumbling, like train coming. Yeah. So Coben stands up to his full height, like pulls off his pack. So he drops down his pickaxe, and he drops down his crossbow on top of his pack. Yeah. And the rumbling begins to become audible, like louder and louder and louder, and you realize it's not something underground, but something in the distance coming towards you. And you see, those of you with dog vision, something coming into the edges of your vision, like three boulders, like rolling towards you. Two like really big ones and one quite small one. And they like come right up close, and then one of them just like explodes, and you realize it's kind of taking on this vaguely humanoid form. Like it's very short and stocky, like the same height as Coben, and it's still kind of round, and it's got this very like almost caricatured face, like made of kind of bits of stone and shale, and it lets out this like very deep kind of guttural bassy sound that you can all kind of feel rumbling in your chest, and it just tackles Coben, and they kind of roll around for a second, and then you realize Coben's laughing, and they eventually, like, the two kind of part, and you see the other two unfurl themselves. One of them is also kind of the same size, and one of them is much, much smaller, like a little baby one of whatever this thing is. And you hear Coben kind of just talking with one of them. And then after a moment, they both kind of bow to each other. You see Coben and the stone creature bow to each other, and then they like both grab each other by the shoulders and bring each other in for a massive, like, brutal headbutt. And you hear like this very loud crack, and Coben kind of stumbles a bit, and the other two stone creatures kind of let out this very strange, like, stone grating laugh sound. And Coben kind of like pats the one he headbutted on the shoulder, and he like turns back to all of you and gives you like a bit of a nod and says something in Durga. No. You can make me a history check. Mm-hmm. Neither of you have heard of or seen this creature or its likeness before. It does have some reminiscent qualities to Makud's golem, but it's clearly different. The little one. Yeah, you know these are elementals, actually. They do. You see, like, the two big ones and Coben all, like, turn and give you, like, a wide-eyed stare. Yeah. Yeah. And the one who headbutted Coben, like, walks up to you. And they kind of walk a bit awkwardly, like Winnie the Pooh, when they're not rolled up. And kind of, like, looks up at you and says, I am surprised you speak the tongue. Elemental command. And he like looks down at your hand. Doesn't look happy. If you are a friend of Coben's, I trust you. Not yet. Grabs you by the lapels of your shirt. You know what's coming. Are you gonna dodge it? The creature kind of grins and pulls you in gently and touches your head to its, and then releases you. We only headbutt Coben. Yeah, they're like, the others start laughing as well, and Coben like is like, what did they say? And then the creature will say, I am Urbak, and will like point to himself. Surface. This is Tirbak and Fursak. And he points to the other big one and the smaller one. Fursak is my son. Yeah. We are not going the same direction, but we came to see what all the noise was. It is good to see Coben alive. Yes, he is very loud. But then, so are all who are not cowards. And he will kind of turn and say, you will come for tea? It is just warm water. The thing will nod and just turn and begin like trudging on. Like the family or the group kind of waddles together, chatting between yourself and Coben. They seem like quite animated, like good natured. They remind you of like the dwarves you've seen above the surface, like very sort of boisterous and chuckly and good natured though. And they the little one will kind of waddle up to Makood and like put his arms up like he wants to be lifted. Yeah. 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 Yeah, they seem fine with the lights being on. Yeah. Well, he wasn't sure at that time. Yeah. The kid will like reach out, grab your horns, and try and do a headbutt with you. It's like dangling off your head, but it'll like doesn't hurt or anything, but it will look very pleased with itself and say something in Terran. Yeah. Yeah. And it's happy to sit on your shoulder, like it's enjoying being so tall. Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah. And you guys oh, sorry, yeah. And you see Coben and Urbak are like talking away animatedly. And they kind of lead you towards yet another hollow, except this one is much bigger. And it's this large kind of wide opening in the wall, and inside is like some semblance of furniture. Like there's kind of chairs and stools kind of carved out of the rock, and like something like a table in the middle, and then like a section for sleeping in the back. And you see like there's shelves carved into the rock, and they're just like piled high with shiny like gems and stones that are all very nice, and that glitter when the drift globe comes in. Make me a perception check. What was that, sorry? You do see a couple diamonds poking around. Yeah, maybe. They're uncut. No. But they're big old diamonds. Yeah. And they will sit you down. Or like, offer you a seat. And you see there's like a small kind of underground stream that runs along the back of the opening. And Tierbach will like go up and fill like a stone jug from that and put it in the middle of the table. It's there to be drunk from, but no, it's cold. No. Yes. Yeah. You want trade? What do you have? Your diamonds, they'd probably be interested in. You want diamonds? What do you have for trading? So the only piece of decoration there is are the shelves of shiny rocks. You don't know if that's all they're interested in, but that's all they have. Surface food. What? Is it rocks? Ech. They are Galabdur. Yeah. They're basically smart. They're smart rocket or earth elementals. No, they are like straight up. Yeah, they are like everything is rock. You see the kid like walks across the table and comes to inspect it. The kid will like as you're kind of painting on the paper, he'll dip his finger in one of the paints and do like a dot on the page, and then lick the paint off his finger, and then make like a weird face, and then and then and then put a line on your cheek. And it like giggles and like reaches for more of the paints. He's like, "Oh, I like this thing." Like two grabby hands. Oof, you are swindling them. Paints are expensive. I am not scared. You would. They're pretty dumb. It's also similar in Terran. I've decided. No. Yeah. He would say. You want diamond for paints? Hmm. Maybe. This is maybe okay. What else do you have? Uh, yeah. So you guys show them like the incense and stuff. They don't really seem as interested. They start sneezing a bit and stuff. Like, doesn't seem to agree with them. But they'd be willing to trade 1 diamond for the set of paints. Yeah. And they'll like take them and stow them away so the kid can't like explode them everywhere. You see them both like kind of lean forward, interested. Yeah. The opal is also a secret dragon. The Urbak will hold out his hand for the opal. It is nice. I would like to hold it. Like, take it, hold it up, sniff it, and then put it in his mouth and like chew down on it. And then take it out of his mouth, nod, and look at Deck and say, "This is okay." And he'll get down another diamond. Clunk. Fire is not a good thing. Not for us. Our rocks are very pretty. They do not need fire. You will like some tea, yes? Drink it. Yeah, he did. No. It is hot. Look, it is not rocks, it is hot. It's very silty. It like leaves a coating of dust on your tongue. Yeah. Makood's fine. If he can drink spiked wine and be fine, he can drink some dirty water. Yeah. Yeah, they're happy for you to look. So most of them are like rocks that Makood would be very, very, very happy to find if he was just out looking for rocks. So most of them are real nice. But you can roll me a perception check to see if there's any fantastic ones. Oh, you do see something you really like. It's this red gem, but not quite a ruby. Sort of vaguely teardrop shaped though. It's uncut. And you see it's kind of got this Pink Panther thing going on in the middle where it looks like a flame. It's kind of like yellowish in the center of it, and it kind of reflects around the red interior. It's very nice. Yes. Sofrox. Uh, yeah. Uh, Fuzzman likes the gym. This good gym. What about your hammer? Yeah, they're looking at it. Yeah, so the kid is now like firmly sitting, no, firmly sitting in Abrishmina's lap because she seems to have all the cool stuff, and like as you pull out the, yeah, it's like it's pretty heavy. It's 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 like the size of a small puppy. Um, so you could probably lift it, but it would be very heavy. Uh, yeah, yeah, you could shove it off you if you wanted. Um, yeah, kind of. It's a good analogy. And like as you pull out the like silks and stuff, it like grabs the other end and just begins shaking it and wiggling it and like laughing. Um, and Urbak will, yeah, yeah, I like that. And Urbak will say, "You want the red gem for these fool's gold and the silks?" Mm. Mm. Uh, Makud, make a persuasion check. You can have advantage for help because Declan is rewording what you're saying. Hmm. This is how we cut rocks. Ah! Hmm. So you see their eyes go a little wide, and the kid like reaches out towards the shovel with kind of grabby hands. Um, yeah, he like takes it, and he's real strong. Like it's a big heavy shovel, and he's like, the size of a baby, but he holds it no problem. He like holds it up, and then just brings it like slamming down on top of the pot, and it makes like an almighty crash. And him and the other like Galdor just laugh uproariously, and the kid just bang, 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 bang. And Urbak will. Oh, this is so perfectly British. I love it. Um, It would only be really British if after you've left the house, you'd be like, that fucking child. My head is pounding. Ah, yeah. Yeah, and Obak will say, if we have these two, you can have the gem. Mm. And, oh, sure. We don't have powder, but we can make powder. Yeah, she's got a metric fuckload. Yeah. So you don't want powder. It's no trouble, I can powder it. It doesn't make a difference to me. Are you sure you don't want the powder? Uh, Maybe one more is okay. You, you meet people or you are okay. Would you like more tea? Hmm. Yeah. Since you woke up, it's been probably 6 hours. Uh, yeah. There is not faster way, but Coben knows where he is going. He is good at finding his way. You want to know about illithids? We do not know much. We stay away. Coben knows more. They pretty much, yeah. Yeah, they just seem like a kind of sweet, chill family. Yeah, he's not getting up off your lap until he's told to do so. He's very happy. And yeah, Obak will turn to Declan. Just say, if you meet more of our kind, you can say my name to them and they will give you place to stay, lots of tea, maybe trades as well. We all speak to each other and there is trust. Well, alright then, that sounds very nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think I heard his wife saying something to him, so I think he's probably just doing something quickly. Mm-hmm. I love the Galabdur baby. Yeah, they're one of my like favorites. Yes, I did. Was that the game on the back of the giant monster? Yeah. Someone played a Minotaur in that as well. Was it you? Oh no. There was enemy Minotaurs. Yeah. 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 And there was a Hydra at the start. There's definitely. Oh yeah, and there was Peritons as well. That was me literally just picking all my favorite D&D monsters and just banging them on the back of this thing. I had this thing planned because I was like, they wouldn't have fire, and I heard the moment you got it, and everyone else was still like, what? Rob's an idiot. What's he saying? And you just start laughing, and I was like, yes, Dan's there. He's right there with me. And then everyone else was like, oh, like a second or two later. Yeah. Also, like, if you have them on your side in a fight, that's 3 times. That's like one Galabdur is 3 times as many Galabdurs as 0 Galabdur, or as one Galabdur, because they have a power where they can make 2 other Galabdur just out of boulders. So that's a big old army. Oh, that's such a cool image. Yeah, like you guys are all smashed up by the illithid, and then there's just the ground starts rumbling, and it's instead of the horn at Pelennor Fields, you like look out, and you just see this army of rolling boulders. And it's just like, we brought the big T, and they like smash a dam at like the end, and the sea just flows in. No props. And a place to stay if you need it. You can ride them like a mount if you're good at doing the jester running on a bull. Only if you use it to command them. And that's when their eyes go red and they turn evil. They will offer you, if you wish to stay the night, though you've probably got a few more hours walk in you if you wish, but it's up to you guys. Of course. You are under no obligations, but it was good to meet you. Yes, we would be okay with this. You can bring more items for trade as well. Coben like says a few more words to them like afterwards. Just some goodbyes and stuff. Like they seem like old friends. And then follows you guys out. And he'll turn to you, Declan, and he'll say, I didn't know you spoke Terran in Terran. Well, that's a bit easier. Well, we've got maybe 4 or 5 more days walking. No, he's been speaking the Durgar language. Yeah. Well, it's yeah, because it doesn't make sense to me that just because you live in the Underdark, you should speak the same language. Like, so there's a Durgar language that's like Underdwarvish, and the Drow speak Underelvish, and the Illithid speak Undersquid. Everyone has their own languages. No, that's just regular squid. And that's a very offensive thing to say on a live stream. And I kindly ask you to not refer to my mother like that again. Yeah, so he'll say, yes, we have 4 or 5 more days till we get to the outpost. And then we can take the carts down. Not too eager. Tell the truth. Speak simply. Don't use big words. Be confident, but not arrogant. It is simple. Maybe you should let the big one do the talking for you. He would be well received. Well, I'm sure that will happen at some point. But only in fun. Yeah. Thanks for noticing. I'm 6'9", 700 pounds. But yeah, so he will kind of skirt you guys around this cavern. He's again avoiding the middle, which seems to be just the method of travel in the Underdark. As if you're close enough to see the wall, you know roughly where you are. But if you're in the middle, your dark vision may not extend far enough. And so yeah, he generally will keep hugging the wall and bringing you guys with him. And as you get to the kind of far side of the cavern, he'll like stop again, begin sniffing the air, and turn to you and say, fuck. Yeah, not good. You're not far off. You have, and he's kind of still sniffing, and he says, "Can you smell it too?" And you give a sniff, and you can definitely get like something smells a bit rotten on the wind. Cave draft. Yeah, there's a little bit of a rotten smell. Yeah. Fucking giants. Yeah, ugly bastards. They're all deformed and hunchback and ugh. Yeah, well, we could try, but oh, they're probably gonna attack either way. They got pretty keen nose on them despite the smell, so we can do our best. Could do, but hard to tell exactly where they are. I think they're still a couple miles off yet. They smell bad, but make sure you. Yeah, that's a good idea. Tell the others not to look at their eyes as well. Yeah. Yeah, well, they got some magic to make you deformed as well. Not forever, but yeah, not forever, but for a while, and it's real bad. Yeah, sure. There's definitely like lots of kind of large boulders and rocky outcroppings that you could kind of set it against to camouflage and like hide under. Yeah. And after a couple of moments, the smell over the next couple hours worsens and worsens, and you can tell they're getting closer. Eventually, you begin to hear these loud, stupid voices carrying around the cave. Does anyone speak giant? So you might catch every other word, or a word here or there, maybe. But you hear them shouting, and you hear them say words like hungry and smell, and just general kind of animalistic words, like not ones intelligent creatures would necessarily be. They seem to be more interested in like the baser needs of creatures than anything intellectual. They they uh, they rely on their eyes, but the light doesn't affect them like it affects us. They're fine with it. So, no. Yeah. I mean, I should be okay as long as I stay a little bit away from it, but. Well, but your friends can't see, so. Up to you. Oh. Apologies. And you guys eventually see, like, these 3 huge creatures stumble into sight. They're walking a little bit, like, vaguely kind of stumbling around. Like, they don't seem like they're particularly good on their feet. The bodies are, like, covered in blotches and, like, pustules. Their backs are huge and hunched, and they're all, like, dragging massive clubs behind them. And their eyes are like this bright, inviting yellow that makes you like want to really stare at them. They're wearing like shredded rags and cloth robes that barely cover them. I would honestly describe them as they look like 3 lads on the way back from a night out. Like they're just walking, and like one of them says something and the other one like punches him in the face, and they have a bit of a scuffle, and then they stop and keep walking, and they're just like, one of them's kind of scratching his back and one's picking his nose, and they're just like talking in these really like stupid sounding voices as we walk past. You see yeah. Yeah, it's unpleasant. Yeah. And they begin to kind of like sidle past you guys, and you see like Coben is like clutching his crossbow and has it trained on them, and is like, there's a slight creak as he kind of adjusts, but he's holding as they're kind of like walking past. What would you like to do? Makood. They look real strong. They got big old clubs. Just imagine like how cool it would be to defeat someone that big. You could definitely do it. This is the voice of your ancestors. And then I'm at the voices Makood's hearing changes to like, Makood, this is the voices of your ancestors. Kilabreshmina. It's my illithid voice. Nah, but for real, they are right there. Damn. You could easily 1v1 one. Yeah, I mean, I probably should have made you roll stealth, but realistically, they're not going to see you. No, they have nothing like that. They do have a relatively good perception, but like, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna give you advantage, but at this point, like, yeah, it would just have been a pointless exercise. I think I probably should have done it. I would do if I could go back, but I don't mind now. And so that's something I will roll for. You don't know if they are or not. An hour or two, but they're heading in that direction. They might. Well, they'd go for them if they saw them, and the Gulabdur aren't exactly quiet, but well, a couple adults should be able to deal with them. I'm not sure. And he's kind of in a similar state to Makud, but it's less like he wants to fight and more he's like torn. Like, do I need to stop them? You know, potentially hurting the Gulabdur. Yeah, they're real dumb and pretty slow. That will send the cloak billowing for one thing. That's like Makud getting down like on the stocks at the start of the 100 meter. Once you point Makud at something and put your finger on the trigger. Damn it. I'm ready when you are. Yeah, that was all one word. Pain or raven feed me. Hey, giants, catch! The biggest number I can count to is F. It's 8. H is 8, so that's not far. I imagine Makud's alphabet right now would just be like A, H, go! A, H, 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 H. H, 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 H. Okay. What was the number? More than that. Okay. No worries. They got 15, so. 71. Yeah. You see Coben kind of sneaks out near you and turns invisible. Like, he doesn't look like he's casting a spell. He just... Nope. Duergar, baby. They can just do that. Okay. So will Coben. Oh, sorry. I was... Fail. Yeah, I had taken my headphones out. All fail. Yeah, hits. Are you shooting before or after the fireball? Maku, do you start charging before or after the fireball? Okay. Yeah. I'm actually doing things. That's a crit. That's an 8. And that's a 14. I figured. Okay, so 2 take 27. And 1. Yeah. These guys aren't wearing any armor. Yeah, so currently they're about 60 feet. Alright. No, one saved. Sure. Oh, damn. that's a success. Coben is going to shoot at the one who succeeded. That's a hit, but he has advantage. We'll go with the first one. Ooh, damn. That's 13 damage. Awesome. Abrashmina. Are you doing anything or are you just baiting? Okay. Alright, let's roll initiative. Oh damn, those boys crit. Sure. Sure. Bryn? 19. Okay, Makud, you're up first. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're like they're huge, so they're like scraping like the 20 feet mark. Hits. Oh damn. No, it doesn't matter. Damn. Okay. The first one is looking real rough. Yeah. Magma-ish. Okay. So yeah, it falls to one knee. and like looks kind of straight ahead at you, and you meet its eyes, and you extra 20. Yeah, he's still looking real rough, just a little bit rougher. No worries. And yeah, charisma saving throw, please, Makood. As you feel this like sickening feeling in the back of your chest. He is raging. Also, you don't actually have to meet its eyes for the ability to happen. It was just, I was just giving you guys a clue as to what it can do, so. Yeah. It's not a spell, and it's not a magical effect necessarily. Well, okay. It's not them doing magical stuff. It's a natural thing they can do. Oh, you jammy git. You absolute bastard. Stop succeeding on my saving throws. The DC is 14. You still take half. I'm gonna roll extra. I'm not really. You take 12 damage, psychic damage, as you just feel this thing like its eye, the image of its eye just like swims before you, and your vision kind of gets a bit weird. The other two are gonna try and crush your head in with their clubs. Oh, this is gonna Oh, they get. Yeah. They're real dumb. Okay. So, with the -1, that's a good-ass roll. 25. And that's a badass roll. But not in a... That's a 13. Makood, from that one attack, you take 18 bludgeoning damage, and the other one takes its 2 attacks. Correct, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Dirty 20, and a miss. No, that's inclusive. I just like changed the modifiers before I added them up. And that one's gonna be 14 down to 3. Down to 7, down to 3. Yeah. No, that's the damage. Damage is halved for rage and then halved again. I was trying to cut out the middleman and take up less time. No worries. No. Yeah, that's their turn. And it's like one of them stared. Yeah, the other one was like a 5 on the die, -3 plus 9, so that's a miss. Bryn. Oh, the other one does actually get an attack when he uses Evil Eye. Fuck it. Oh, that was almost a real good roll. So the evil... Right. So the other two... The two of the giants used their multi-attack, which is 2 Great Club attacks. And the giant using the Evil Eye gets 1 Great Club and his Evil Eye. but I just read that now. So this is him attacking. Okay, so that goes to 7. 16 hit. So he misses. Keep laughing. Yeah, me fucking too. Yeah, good call. Bryn. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know. Sure. Both hit. Is this on a particular one? Okay. Dealer's choice it is. How much is that? 13 and 9. Okay. Dope. Is that your turn then? Alright, it's you, Mina. Yeah, they've done neither of those things. No, they've done neither of those things. Yeah, but it's a rule. They have to go into the area. It was a whole thing on Twitter. Yeah, definitely. Nope. Hits. Yep. No. No damage splitting is required. Oh man, you deal exactly the number of hit points it had left. And so Ramiel just like cuts this thing's head clean off with a downward stroke, and it just kind of bounces and lolls in front of Makud. Declan. Sounds good. 21 hits. $25. Sick. I like it a lot. Yeah, they got a 26 perception, so you are clearly visible. Coben's turn. Seeing Makud put up such an impressive display, he's gonna sprint in and use and like drop his crossbow, pull out his war pick, and use. You see him like kind of grasp the handle, twist it, and like pull it, and it extends to be way longer. And then he's gonna like, as he's running, you hear his footsteps get heavier and heavier as he begins to just swell up until he is roughly about 13-14 feet tall and about the same wide. And is like, yeah, and he's charging. He is let me just check. Yeah, so it's still going to take him his turn to get there, though. But he will do that. Makud, it's your turn again. Yeah. He's like 12, 13 feet tall. Yeah, so a 14 is the AC there, yeah. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, this thing's looking real rough. it's like you can hear bones breaking. It lets out this like bellowing roar of pain. And in response, it's going to try and attack you twice as well. Can I have its Bane numbers, please, Mina? Okay. 15 is the lower, and 19 is the higher. I'm okay with that. 10, 13, 19. Oh, I did not. That's worse on the first one, and also a hit. So same number of hits. Yeah, you take 19, which is reduced down to 4. Yeah. The other one is gonna look at you, then look over at Mina and charge. Charge Mina. So you can have an opportunity attack, Makud. Yep. Yeah. Yes. 17 hits. Yeah, we'll finish this fight and be done. 13. Sorry, I'm kidding. Does Ramiel get an opportunity attack? I can't remember if that works. Yeah, but I didn't know if Spiritual Weapon got an opportunity attack. That was the question. Alright. Mina. 2 attacks. Okay, that one's 22, 18 to hit. And a 24. Yeah, that's after the reduction. 20 damage bludgeoning on that. She would be, yeah. If he got to her in one movement, well, I suppose he is huge, so he does have reach for days. But yeah, she did say she was within 30 feet of the giants, so. Yeah. Yeah. So you take nothing. So yeah, you just see like spirits kind of rising up in front of you and blocking the blow. Bryn. Oh yeah, of course. There's only 2 left alive. What's the save? Wisdom. Okay, well that one fails. And oh my god, that one fails. Oh no, wait. -4 and -3. Yeah, they both failed. They both rolled 17s on the die, and both have +2 wisdom. But the -4 and the -3 make it so that it fails. So if you'd rolled, yeah. How much? Sorry. 14. All right. One of them's looking rough. The one on Mina's not looking too bad. Bryn, you go. The one looking rough. My kid's gonna be real pissed if you kill it. They hit. You're totally gonna kill this thing. It's dead. Describe what it looks like. How'd you kill this thing with a rapier? Now, the worst one was when you, Declan, killed a fucking, like, swarm of flies or beetles with a crossbow. That was the one time I was like, I actually can't improv this. Actually, I don't know. Sorry, Jade. All right. Five. 2 even. Six damage. Yeah. This thing's starting to look a little worse for wear, but still very much alive. And the turn is now Mina's. It's right up in front of you, stinking and angry. $21. 17. Nice. Declan. I think, does your spiritual weapon like move 20 feet towards it? Cool. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Declan. Nah, it's looking rough now. Sure. Oh, it got a 20 as well. Yeah. Yeah, sure. We'll just re-roll. How about that? Happy? That's not great. 16. Hey. My boys. I don't know why they're so perceptive. I guess they got eye-based abilities. Yeah. $24 damage. Very nice. It's still up, but it's not looking good. It's kind of swaying on its feet. Oh no, I'm sorry, Makood. It's Coben's go. Coben's not fantastic, but he is enlarged. War pick. +4 to hit. Yeah, because he'd already moved up. Yeah. That's a 20 total to hit. I'm begging he rolls low for you, Makood. Blow on the dice. That's a 1 and a 2. So that is 4 damage. It's still up. Makood, it's your go. Your time is now. Yes. I have on multi-attack monsters before, but never as a player. Mate, I love it. Yes. Yeah, just burst out the other side, absolutely reeking. Yeah. Do you want to roll damage? You don't have to. If you would like to, yeah, just to see. Great weapon, Hornster. $42 damage. That was 42 damage. Yeah, you just like literally explode out the other side of this thing. Just tear it in two. Covered in blood. It had 9 hit points left. And as you stand there covered in gore, we'll end the session there. And then you hear, "Hey, it's my brother's head." And Mickey's like, "Yes."